What's up guys, this is Heiss, and today we're looking at the East Broad Top Railroad number 16. If you haven't already seen my video about the East Broad Top's return, I recommend checking that one out first before this one. There's a link up in the corner. Let's start with understanding why number 16 came into being. The East Broad Top Railroad was always looking to pull more coal per train, but its capacity to do so was limited by the fact that it was built as a 3-foot gauge railroad, meaning that the types of locomotives one could use on the line were limited by available designs, the technology of the era, and real-world physics. Having a powerful locomotive requires a larger firebox, but on a narrow gauge railroad with tight turns, it becomes difficult to spread the weight out of that firebox due to the size constraints that aren't present on standard gauge railroads. In 1908, the railroad received its first locomotive that featured trailing wheels from the Baldwin Locomotive Works, allowing the weight of the larger firebox to be supported while the locomotive could navigate tight turns. 3 years later, Baldwin delivered East Broad Top number 12, the railroad's first 282 locomotive, known as a Mikado. Locomotives number 14 and 15 were built larger for even more power, and finally in 1916, locomotive 16 was delivered. You'll note that they didn't have a number 13 because railroaders aren't superstitious, but they're at least a little stitious. 16 was the strongest yet, with a tractive effort of 30,600 pounds that could pull 60 empty hoppers from the Pennsylvania Railroad in Mount Union uphill to the mines in Robertsdale. This 61-ton locomotive served the railroad well until it was taken out of service in 1956, the same year that the railroad shut down for the first time. It remained inoperable during the Kowalczyk tourist era, but was selected for restoration by the EBT Foundation in 2020 due to being in the best mechanical shape of the surviving 6 steam locomotives. Something that I found interesting when I saw the locomotive in person is that it uses Southern valve gear instead of something more conventional. If you need an explanation of valve gear, be sure to check out my Steam 101 video, but the short version is that it's a method of controlling how steam is admitted into the cylinders. Southern valve gear is one of the many different solutions found to ensure that the valve provides steam to the piston at the right time and for the right duration. It's interesting in that Southern valve gear basically takes the expansion link from Walschaerts valve gear, spins it 90 degrees, and then fixes it to the engine. Chief Mechanical Officer Dave Dimitrovich of the EBT is known for saying that it's just sideways Walschaerts, but watching the motion is still mesmerizing. The key thing to understand with Southern valve gear is that the lever that runs to the expansion link is either closer to the lifting arm lever or further away. When it's closer, the engine's in forward gear, and when it's farther away, it's in reverse. And the further that those distances are, the longer the valve is going to admit the steam for that direction's stroke. The rest is dynamic positioning magic.
Some of the things we changed, we put M3 feed valves on it.
Nice, yeah.
Moved it to a more conventional location on the back end.
Where were they before?
In front of you.
That's a pain in the
Yeah,
ass.
I mean, yeah, super pain in the ass. We also added flexible stable to the back head here.
I see Modinger's left his mark, yes.
Yeah, all these engines were very prone to crack bolt to bolt on the back end. Brought the blower back here so that you can control it right off.
Actually, where you're gonna stand, that's really nice.
So we put the inspirator back in for the deck washer. Has a tank bubbler, and then this is the controls for the inspirator.
Nice. Can I see the fire?
Yeah.
Oh good God, that's a deep firebox.
Oh yeah. That's a lot bigger than you think.
Today, number 16 can be seen powering trains at the East Broad Top Railroad, and I'd encourage you to pay a visit. It may not be hauling 60 empty hoppers, but it's a powerful locomotive for a very special railroad. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out more of the videos on the channel about steam railroading and consider joining the ES&D Train Crew, where you can get all sorts of fun benefits and extra goodies that other folks don't get to see, and some behind the scenes looks as well. Thanks again.